I absolutely love guitar picks. I always have, or plectrums for our European siblings. Ever since I was a kid, I've enjoyed experimenting with different thicknesses, different shapes, different materials, but no one made exactly what I was looking for. So one day in woodshop class in high school, I found a piece of acrylic and started shaping it into a guitar pick. And I spent the following hour in history class buffing and polishing this thing on my 1980s Levi 501 blue jeans, I think they were. And I brought it to my guitar teacher, show him because I know that he's a fan of thick guitar picks, and he loved it. So I gave it to him. The next day, I made a couple more, and he asked if he could have another one for a bandmate of his. So I gave him those as well, and just started kind of doing this most days instead of focusing on my wood projects, which led me to a lifelong interest in making picks at home out of various materials. And my favorite one so far being cast acrylic. There's something super special about the tone you get from hitting a string with it. It reminds me of like a hammer of a piano key hitting the piano string. You really don't hear the pick at all, just the string. So today I'm going to show you a super simple way how to make your own. And like everything on this channel, anyone can do it with basic tools. I'm going to use 2 millimeter thick cast acrylic, but you can use whatever you want. Kieranite works really well, any kind of plastic, but I just nothing matches the tone of cast acrylic in my opinion. So I'm going to use 2 millimeter thick red cast acrylic today. It's what I have available. And I'm going to take some of this AliExpress tape that I complain about in other videos, just because it's easier for me to see the outline. You don't need the tape, but I use it. Going to go ahead and rough cut it on the bandsaw. Lost my light there. There we go. And you don't need power tools. You can use hand saws, files, sanding. I've done hundreds and hundreds of picks entirely by hand with files and sandpaper and stuff. So you just rough cutting it out here or rough shaping it on the belt sander. We're going to do other passes with different methods here to kind of refine the shape. Here I'm using my $30 Harbor Freight 1-inch sander. I'm using a 240 grit belt, I believe. Very light touch on this because the material comes off really easily, and you just looking to develop some muscle memory and sort of roll the edges and just get about a 45-degree angle on the back for me anyhow, and then I go for about a 35 to 40-degree angle on the tip, like a little bit pointier, I guess, on the tip. So now I'm using a used really worn out 320 grit belt. Don't throw your old belts away. They're super handy for this stuff. They remove scratches nicely because it's very soft material. And again, there's the angle. I don't script these videos out. I just roll the video and talk over them. So I apologize if I'm all over the place. So after that general rough trim and shaping with the power tools, I go to manual sanding. And I take this little eraser, does a nice sort of stop back for it with a little bit of flexibility in it. And this is worn out 320 grit paper. And I find that I can't quite get the results with power tools that I can with hand sanding on this kind of thing. And really just knocking out all the scratches from the belt sander and paying close attention to the tip, pause, and make sure that it's a good, sharp, however you like it. I like a 35, 40-degree angle. So it's a little bit pointier than the rest of the perimeter, uh, the circumference of the pick. Wet dry sandpaper, wet sanding rather, 600 grit. I think I go to 800 maybe on this. And you can stop after this. You really don't need to polish it. You'll get different tones, different feel. What you're looking for is a dull haze, though. You don't want to see any scratches, just sort of a hazy matte finish. Makes it really easy to buff out. I'm going to go over to the buffing wheel here. There's Meguiar's Plastics. It's a plastic polish. Use it for car headlights or whatever. And I'm using a little bit of Jeweler's Rouge for the first pass on this. And really, it's done right now. It could stop anytime, and it's perfectly playable. It'll really last a lifetime. But I want to go ahead and give it a nice mirror shine here with some plastics polish after wiping it down with a dirty rag. I just smear it on with my fingers. Now, a word of caution here when you're working with power tools, this will eventually happen. and you're going to launch your project across the garage. And you're going to spend a little bit of time buffing out that chip. And right when you think you got it, it happens again. And that's when you know you're pretty much done. It's no big deal. It happens, and it usually doesn't actually destroy this stuff. It's bulletproof, really. Quite literally, some of uh, the types of acrylic, plexiglass are literally bulletproof. I wouldn't recommend applying it like that here, though. But anyhow, so we're done. It's very shiny, mirror-like. It's remarkably grabby. Some guys like to drill holes in them. I give these to friends and stuff. I used to sell them. I used to make a killing with these things before I started traveling a bunch for work. But in any case, I wanted to show you real quickly before I close out. These are just ones that I've marked out years ago and just work on from time to time. If you're really into it, you'll have a bunch already done. Maybe you can take a laser cutter and make a bunch of them up front. Some dusty black, uh, clear, clear acrylic sounds really good. They each do have a slightly different tone to them. Blue, these green ones, I think those are the greens. Yep, went over really well. White, those are great if you gig and you're in dark nightclubs and stuff. White is very, very popular. And you don't have to stick to traditional shapes and sizes. Get a jazz pick as a template and make your own jazz picks. Um, you know, have fun with it. I play with these things all the time. And other materials doesn't have to be acrylic. This is Curanite. I make knife handles, knife scales with Curanite. Obviously, these scraps are too small to make picks out of, but I have made picks out of them. Um, really beautiful. This is, I think, 3 millimeter thick. It's very thick, very heavy, but strong. Here's wood. You can use wood, hardwood. This is an old control cover plate that I botched, and it's made out of pick guard material. I'll make picks out of that. Maybe even the box. Who knows? Look around for stuff that works. Other items that you're not using. Metal. Now, I didn't do this. I know it's not legal, but I know a guy who does. And silver, you take pre 1938 quarters, and there's silver content has a different tone. This happens to be copper. And you got to just make sure that those edges are so smooth and polished and buffed, or you're just going to shred your strings. Here's an example of what you can do with a soldering iron to, put a little bit of texture, a little stippling in there if you want some texture, if you're sweaty and these picks slip out of your hand. I don't find that to be a problem, but you can drill holes, you can do sandpaper on them, you can, stipple them with a soldering iron. Just be creative. These are picks. They're meant to be fun. And for real, leave me a comment if there's something you've tried that you like or that you'd like me to try. And let me know. I'm open to learning. I always want to try new things. So I hope you enjoyed this.